Hi again, another short video. This time I want to talk about drive modes, but not necessarily the actual driving modes, but I want to talk about the difference in the dash displays for each of the driving modes. All of the displays have the battery meter on the right hand side of the screen, and all of the displays have the power meter on the left hand side of the screen. It goes white for how much power you're using and blue for how much regen charge you're getting. And then in the centre there's another common area which has the display information for things like your trip meter, efficiency, and there are lots of other pieces of information that you can configure to be displayed there. At the top we have the display for eco mode, in the middle it's comfort mode, and at the bottom it's sport mode. In this example, eco mode is showing a range of 211 miles, comfort mode 203 miles, and sport mode 199 miles. Although if you're very careful you can get the same range in sport mode as you can in comfort or eco mode, the display shows less miles for sport mode and comfort because you've got more power available to you, so it expects you to get less range. Eco mode, comfort mode, or sport mode. Okay, in comfort mode you'll note that we've got an analog style speedo. There is no digital speed readout in comfort mode. Range information has moved to the centre of the speedo, here showing 196 miles. The main reason I like this display in comfort mode is that when you have a destination set in navigation, the distance to go is actually shown right next to the amount of range you have left. Sport mode has the same distance to go for the navigation in the centre of the speedo, but the range left to go has moved, it's now further away. The traditional speedo has been replaced with a torque meter, which is from 0 to 100% of the available torque, how much you're using right now. In the centre of the display we have the digital speedo showing 60-61 at the moment, but just above it you can see a 70, and as you accelerate that 70 rolls towards the centre of the display until it actually gets displayed, and then 80 appears. So in graduations of 10 you can see a sort of rolling speedo rolling towards the centre of the screen. And lastly, eco mode. Now I'm not really keen on eco mode because it doesn't give you the performance you need, and also the range is shown at the top right hand corner of the screen, and I do prefer it in the middle in comfort mode. On the plus side though, you do get the digital speedo, which I think is the best of all three modes, in the centre. You don't get the distance to go on navigation in the centre, but you do get a couple of other things that I really do like. Here in the middle we've got the fuel sign and the plus 0.08 miles. That's the amount of regen in the current session that I've managed under regen braking. So I've taken my foot off the throttle and I'm gaining regen, and that number will accumulate until the point in time when I re-accelerate, and then it will zeroise. So it's an amount for the session of regen that you're doing. So where this little gauge becomes fun is if you're going down a hill, you can see how much regen you can actually achieve and try and maximise it. In eco mode you can have a speed limit set for your default settings for eco mode. So it's on all the time. As soon as you switch the car on, as soon as you're in eco mode, the speed limit that you've set will apply, just the same as regen levels do. And saving the best till last, on the outside of the speedo area you've got these two semicircular lines, one in teal, one in white. Now those are indicating the amount of throttle you should be using and the amount of throttle you are using. The idea here is to judge the amount of throttle you use so it's within the outer line. The amount of throttle you're using is on the inside, the amount of throttle you should be using is on the outside. So if you can keep the amount of throttle you're actually using to be less than the top line, then you'll be doing really well with efficiency. But if you go over it, as you can see here, it goes red. So that's telling you that you're using too much throttle according to what the car thinks you should be able to do for the conditions. So the outside ring will change and shrink and expand depending on whether you're going uphill or depending on whether you're going downhill, etc. So it continually tells you how much throttle you should be able to use to be economical. And it's a guide for you, an efficiency guide. And I find that really useful. Although here you can see I'm completely ignoring it and accelerating well beyond what I need to. The only frustrating thing about these three different displays in the dash is they're not user configurable. There are features of comfort mode, such as the distance to go on your navigation being in the center. I like that. The Speedo on the Eco mode, I really like that. The Eco display that I have just explained here, I really like that as well. But I prefer the range in the centre too, not on the top right hand side. But I want the performance of comfort mode. So I want a user configurable set of options for all of these things. And obviously you can't have that. So sometimes I'll flick onto Eco mode because I like the display. If I'm on a trip where I've got navigation set, I definitely have comfort mode set. And most of my driving now, I drive in comfort mode because I like a bit more performance. I appreciate this is a bit basic, and for those that have already got their Kona Electrics, this really will be like teaching grandma to suck eggs. But for those that have the Konas on order, I know you're looking for any little bit of information and understanding about how the car works before you get it. So I hope you enjoyed this, I hope it helps, and hopefully there'll be more videos to come soon, especially some more test drives as soon as the weather improves. Thanks for watching everyone, and see you again soon. Bye for now.